looking at the easiest and the fastest way to do an isometric circle.
Okay, before we draw, I want us to just understand this kind of slides I did. Circle can form in squares because they have a perfect radius all around, which can also form a square. So if you look at the radius, it forms a perfect flow. Okay, so then when the circles are affected in a particular angle, like for example 30-degree, they still follow the same pattern as in the original state. Okay, we have two equal and opposite arc, and the longer ones are green and the shorter ones are orange. So we still have another perspective of the isometric circle. So basically these are the three basic perspectives you can have in isometric circle. Okay, the green arcs are drawn from the pink points with your compass. So when you want to draw the green arc, take a point from that angle, then you draw the line. Also the same for the opposite side. Then if you are to draw the shorter side, you divide it with your line. Also for the opposite side. Then where they intersect, you pick your point and you draw it. Then for the other side also you pick your point. So this is how you come about this shape. So it applies to all other parts of the isometric circle.
So divide this side into two, that's 3 into x. So divide every side into 3. Two sides into 3. That's equal. Divide into half. Sorry, into half. So your circle is going to go through from this point to this point, from this point to this point, from this point to this point. I believe you can see the points. Can you see the points? Let me make it thicker. Okay. From this point to this point, from this point to this point, from this point to this point, from this point to this point. So the closest point, you use your compass to join them. Okay, so this one that is far, you join them, this midpoint to the opposite angle. You want to draw a circle along this region to this region. So you take this point, the midpoint here, where the circle will turn, the midpoint here to the other end. You just do an imaginary line. You don't necessarily you cross it. Imaginary line along this side. Why do I do that? Because I know that I'm going to take this one to this one, then this one to this side. I'm trying to divide these two. So I'll do this one too. Like this point. So I've divided this one to get the midpoint. So I took this one to the other end, took this one to the other end. So I'll take this one to this end. I'm trying to divide these two. The smallest parts, the ones that you will divide. Smallest parts you will divide them. So Imaginary point from this side, join here. Take your line to this point, this one with this one. You are not going to take this one with this one, because you want to do crossing to. So this one will go to this, and this one will go to the other side. So take this side to this side, they'll cross each other. So I think I'm done. We're done with the circle. So if you want to draw this, the part that is far, this far point, to be from the last edge. Connect them. Go to the other side. Connect them. Connect them. Prevent printing. So you can see I've done this side from this last angle, draw this side from this other angle, draw this side. So of the box, so take it from this side, this center, point there, this part is the most difficult little part, very difficult sometimes to do. Just press something like that to take it a little bit to the side, then take and you join it and to the bottom, from here to the bottom. Okay, so and to this side also, and then you can see my first circle I've done. So I use this data to make a second circle. So you can see that these points we use to make this curve, these points we use to make this other curve, this edge to make this edge, this other edge to make this edge. So we have to use this edge to make, but you don't need this one. So let's focus on it. So let's do it. So take it to the least point. Next point. Extend it. Take it to this next point. Extend it. Okay, so you have the midpoint here. You have the midpoint here. You extend it here. So you should just know where it will stop. Know this was what produced this. Okay, so this one also, you have a point here, just put it here. So you should just show as a, so that the data you just extend, you extend this data out to get your final point. You extend this point out, you extend this point out, you extend this one also out. So you come to this region. From this point, draw a line, any points along. Draw a line, any point along. It should help us to get our measurement. You know, we have a distance of 6, so we're trying to get the same point of 6 from where we divided. Okay, might not use directly that one because our drawing cannot be perfectly aligned, because I think I still have some error in my board, so I used my board to make the isometric shape, isometric circle. So these are the data I need, and I will need this data also to extend to that point so that I can use it to draw this point at this other side. So I'll extend my point. Okay, to be along this side. I'll extend my point along this side. So to get my measurements from here, 660 will be around here. So I should get this point from this curve from this. So take it from here, reaching down to that point. So take it from here, reaching down to that point, connect it. You can see I did a perfect curve at that point. Did a very perfect curve at that point using the data of this, giving me this point. So from this point, I did the curve from this point to this point. This was what gave me this point. So I'm trying to align it like a cylinder. So you see what I will do. So there are some tricks that you experience here and here. So you should also take notes. So this is the data we are using to draw this. This is the data we are using to draw this. So I'm going to draw this curve. This point. So it's not really reaching. You have to align it a little due to some errors. Then can check again. Please make sure you check very well before you draw. You can align it a little, or just stop at this point. So I'll stop at this my line. Please stop at this line. Don't go further. Just stop at that line. I believe you can see what's. So stop at that line. Then you come to this point also. And draw it from here. So it's not really reaching there, so I'll still have to stretch it a little out of the line, because I think I have some error from my positioning. So okay, then I'll connect it. So get this. We use this data to produce this curve. So this is the simplest way to actually draw it than drawing those XYZ, and all that, making your drawing too rough. You can just do a simple circle, simple dot. Know the far point, divide this point, put a point, divide this point, put a point, then you draw a curve, you send it out, you draw a curve, you draw a curve. So thank you for this, thank you for watching. God bless.